So friends, might New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg again be considering going after Donald Trump for just some of his New York State crimes? Is it just me, or does it feel like this show is now in reruns? But let's talk about it, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, here we go again. Yes, we've seen this movie before, but here is the new reporting from the New York Times. Manhattan prosecutors will begin presenting Trump case to grand jury. The Manhattan District Attorney's decision represents a dramatic escalation of the inquiry and potentially sets the case on a path toward criminal charges against the former president. And friends, I'm not doing a great job of hiding my skepticism, am I? Still, here's how that article reads. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office on Monday began presenting evidence to a grand jury about Donald J. Trump's role in paying hush money to a porn star during his 2016 presidential campaign, laying the groundwork for potential criminal charges against the former president in the coming months, according to people with knowledge of the matter. The grand jury was recently impaneled, and the beginning of witness testimony represents a clear signal that the district attorney, Alvin L. Bragg, is nearing a decision about whether to charge Mr. Trump. On Monday, one of the witnesses was seen with his lawyer entering the building in Lower Manhattan where the grand jury is sitting. The witness, David Pecker, is the former publisher of the National Enquirer, the tabloid that helped broker the deal with the porn star, Stormy Daniels. Still, the developments compound Mr. Trump's legal woes in the early days of his third presidential campaign. A district attorney in Georgia could seek to indict him for his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state, and he faces a special counsel investigation into his removal of sensitive documents from the White House, as well as his actions during the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Friends, you want to say it with me? We're not holding our breath for a criminal indictment coming out of Alvin Bragg's district attorney's office. But let's recap this particular caper that Donald Trump pulled while he was running for president. Recall, this particular batch of crimes involves a $130,000 hush money payment from Donald Trump to porn star Stormy Daniels. Why? Well, to try to hide from the American people deeply damaging information about Trump's relationship with Stormy Daniels, essentially hiding that information, secreting it from the American voters, to rob us of the full value of our vote. And friends, you'll probably remember that Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former lawyer, was involved with Donald Trump in this particular caper, this conspiracy to violate campaign finance laws, among other crimes. Michael Cohen is the one who actually paid Stormy Daniels the $130,000 of hush money, and Michael Cohen would go on to testify before Congress and elsewhere that, he committed this series of crimes with Donald Trump, at Donald Trump's direction, and for the benefit of Donald Trump. And there's actually hard evidence of this arrangement, because Donald Trump and the Trump Organization would then go about making Michael Cohen a series of payments, reimbursing him for the hush money that he had paid to Stormy Daniels. I think it was a series of a dozen $35,000 checks signed personally by Donald Trump, including after Donald Trump was elected. He was signing these criminal reimbursement checks out of the White House because, of course, Michael Cohen, who pleaded guilty to the crimes involved in this particular caper, went to prison while Donald Trump ambled on into the White House. And the Trump Organization was also reportedly involved with Alvin Bragg, Donald Trump's former chief financial officer, also assisting in this criminal scheme. And friends, just in case that's not enough crime for you, here's the kicker. The $130,000 that Michael Cohen paid to Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet and that Donald Trump then reimbursed Michael Cohen for, Donald Trump took that $130,000 as business expenses. That would constitute New York State tax crimes, federal tax crimes. What's another couple of felonies among friends? So friends, one of the questions that jumps out at us as a result of this New York Times reporting is, why did DA Bragg choose now to jumpstart this criminal investigation into Donald Trump? I mean, Bragg's office just finished trying and convicting the Trump Organization of all kinds of financial fraud, all kinds of felonies. Why jumpstart this investigation now? Well, we don't know the answer to that question, but here are some possible reasons. The Trump Organization criminal trial, at which Alvin Bragg testified for the prosecutors, must have shaken the criminal tree, and maybe more evidence of Donald Trump's crimes fell out. Also, the Trump Organization trial gave the prosecutors an opportunity to sort of kick the tires of the witnesses from the Trump Organization who testified in the prosecution's case. The prosecutors got to see how those witnesses performed, how they played before a jury, how they withstood cross-examination from the defense attorneys representing the Trump Organization. And given that some of those same witnesses might have to testify at a future trial against Donald Trump if he's indicted, the prosecutors got to see them in a trial run, and they can assess what kind of witnesses they might make if they had to testify against Donald Trump personally. Another reason might be because, recall, Donald Trump's tax returns were recently released first to Congress and then publicly. Maybe there was more information that was gleaned in there about how Donald Trump is taking business deductions fraudulently, criminally, for paying off Stormy Daniels to keep her mouth shut. Or maybe it's just that District Attorney Alvin Bragg doesn't want to be shown up by District Attorney Fani Willis, who was in court last week and talked about the defendants, plural, that it looks like she intends to indict, and she also said that her charging decisions will be made, quote, imminently. I mean, this would be an ugly reason if it factored into District Attorney Alvin Bragg's decision to jumpstart this investigation into Donald Trump, which he could have done long ago. But maybe, he doesn't want to be shown up by District Attorney Fani Willis. I think he would have a hard time keeping up with her in any event, but that's another possible factor. But friends, whatever the reason DA Bragg decided to jumpstart this criminal investigation into Donald Trump, I'm all for it. If he is finally deciding to pursue justice for Donald Trump's crimes, his New York State crimes, better late than never. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again soon.